Thank you for coming tonight. I'm extremely honored to be here representing the St. Xavier Athletic Department as Athletic Director. This is a unique opportunity for me to serve your sons, and I look forward to working with you to create the best interscholastic sports experience in the country. Tonight, I would like to go over some things that will help us work together and set expectations for how the roles of Athletic Director and the Booster Club will interact. As the entrance to our stadium proclaims, we are St. Xavier High School, and we are on a mission. Striving for the Magus is something you'll hear repeated in our hallways every day. It means constantly working towards excellence in all things, and it sets our school on a path of continual improvement. It also means that no matter what the outcome, we have got a lot of work to do. Hopefully at the end of this meeting, you will be in touch with where this department is heading. We want to give you a clear idea of how you can be a part of bringing St. X closer to the Magus. Here are some things I would like to go over with you tonight. I'd like to talk about the athletic department's mission statement and how we were going to measure success in the department. I'd like to show you the structure of the department and how decisions are made. I'd like to show you what the future for the department holds, and finally, most importantly, how the Booster Club can help. The athletic department exists to support the business of graduating young men who are open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice. These are our qualities of the grad at graduation. Co-curricular activities offer unique opportunities for our students to put into practice the qualities at the heart of a Jesuit education. Every coach is committed to the concept of cura personalis, or the care for the whole individual. In the effort to succeed on the field of competition, St. Xavier Athletics will uniformly promote healthy life skills. Our athletes will be accountable for the choices they make socially, for their bodies, and on the field of play. Co-curricular activities will always take a backseat to the academic well-being of our students. Coaches will be accountable for monitoring their players' progress in the classroom and creating an environment that values academic success. Students will be accountable for producing quality work with the tools made available. In our zeal to reach excellence, athletes will be pushed to reach their highest competitive level. It is recognized that everyone possesses different gifts to offer the team. The St. Xavier commitment to every player is to develop those gifts to produce their best possible contribution. Finally, there is no more effective forum to represent St. X in the community, and therefore we will be intentional about proclaiming our athletes' accomplishments. Success for the athletic department will be gauged by how St. Xavier's programs function in our athletes' lives. Coaches understand that our sports programs are considered to be the means to an end and not the end in themselves. It is far more important to serve as outstanding role models and support the school's mantra of cura personalis than to score more points in every competition. As players matriculate through St. Xavier, they derive deeper and deeper meaning from their participation. For freshmen, the simple love of the sport and the fun of the game should be enough to justify the sacrifices. When the demands become greater and greater for upperclassmen, they must tap into a more important reason to continue. By making the experience more and more difficult, coaches allow players to embrace discipline, physical challenge, and emotional maturity required to continue. This is close to the core of why St. Xavier is so invested in the athletic department. Having explained some intangible ways of gauging the success of our programs, winning games is important. While it is certainly not the only or most important measure, consistently performing at a high level serves to confirm the important lessons our programs are designed to teach. Therefore, our coaches and players will be provided every resource necessary to compete with the best programs in America. The art of reflecting is the last crucial gift St. Xavier Athletics can give our athletes. The ability to confidently and accurately evaluate how a competition was decided is a life skill that crosses over to all aspects of a player's life. It is the key constant improvement, striving for the Magus. Ultimately, the success of the athletic department has many indicators, but the final evaluation will play out over the lifetimes of our players. If they can attribute some of their happiness to the time spent as an athlete at St. X, then the department has succeeded. This chart purposely portrays the athletic director as a liaison between many different stakeholders. It is my job to work with Principal Tyrrell, Father Howe, teachers, and other administrators to make sure the department is fully supporting the mission of the school. Part of this role is to assist the Booster Club in prioritizing projects and advising parents how funds will be dispersed in support of our programs. Many times this involves considering many factors to make hard decisions. In these times, guidance is provided by state, local, and school regulations. Also, direction can be found in St. Francis Xavier's definition of striving for the Magus. Do the most good for the greatest number of people. Note the athletic director's position between the head coaches and the Booster Club. This is an intentional feature of the department structure. A certain amount of unofficial communication and coordination is natural between coaches and booster representatives, but all official communication should include the athletic director. Certainly all decisions will be made with the AD's input. This is to ensure that all actions of the Booster Club fit into the strategic future of the athletic department. It is the nature of St. Xavier to rise to the challenge of meeting the changing needs of our family members. Accomplishing this will require a period of evaluation to learn what policies can better serve the community, what current practices are most effective, and to develop plans to improve our facilities. During this period of evaluating how well we are meeting our obligations, the department will be soliciting feedback from all stakeholders. We will be reaching out to recent graduates, current players, parents, and community members to identify our strengths and learn how to attack any challenges we face. There are a few initiatives already identified to improve how the department functions. Organizationally, we are going to expand the athletics website to include services beyond the current schedule, directions, and general information. Online ticketing, links to training and safety information, as well as frequently updated coaching blogs to connect more intimately with the team will soon be available. As part of the expansion, we will be implementing software known as Final Forms to streamline the administration of all paperwork associated with playing. By logging on to the athletics site, you will be able to access, sign, and submit every form, including physicals, necessary to be eligible. These forms will be stored and can be updated throughout your son's career, saving many hours and heartache. Another focus of the study is participation. Currently, 75% of the school's population is involved in an activity. While impressive, this number indicates that fully 1/4 of the students in the school are missing the opportunity to participate on some level. We will review our academic eligibility requirements to confirm that they are appropriate. Currently, St. Xavier's standards are far above OHSAA regulations, and the cumulative GPA of athletes is well above the school average, so there's no evidence that sports are detrimental to academic success. However, we will be conducting a survey of students who don't play to understand if these high standards work to discourage them from coming out. Currently, there is no cutting in football, wrestling, track, cross country, and swimming. The nature of these sports lends itself to large rosters. Consequently, they are accessible to everyone. For other sports, it may be possible to expand the intramural programs to a greater percentage of our students. By adding the position of intramural coordinator and offering some form of physical education acknowledgement, the athletic department could offer the benefits of participation to every student. The last issue to be studied under the umbrella of participation is the Code of Conduct. Holding athletes to a higher standard of behavior has long been a tradition at St. Xavier. They are expected to adhere to a published set of expectations in order to earn the right to participate in interscholastic sports. This part of the athlete's experience will never go away, but there may be aspects of their implementation that should be examined. Being able to quickly disseminate information to our stakeholders is part of the underpinnings of the department. It allows planning to be nimble, feedback to be thorough, and coaches to be responsive. As technology improves, St. Xavier intends to be at the front edge of innovation. Already, the department utilizes 13 different Twitter accounts, has programs accessible on Facebook and Instagram, and is wiring the stadium to rival the Wi-Fi connection at Paul Brown Stadium. For more complex issues, it is important to be assured of a timely response. It will be the communication policy of the athletic department to respond to all messages within 24 hours. Included in this policy is the commitment to conduct any follow-up communication in person. The goal of every communication with stakeholders is to create clarity. Even when there's disagreements, decisions are more easily accepted with honest and open dialogue. To this end, a very structured communication protocol has been put into place. And I wanted to show you this protocol with a player because it will be similar with the Booster Club. When an issue arises, it is the player's responsibility to bring it up with his position coach. This is the person closest to the event and one most likely to solve the problem. If there is no satisfaction or the issue requires input from the head coach, then he should make an appointment with him. Until these two meetings have taken place, parents will not be engaged. If the issue persists, additional meetings with the administration are possible. Coaches and administrators are willing to address any issue except for two topics. Under no circumstances will a coach be forced to defend his or her decisions concerning playing time or strategy. The school has complete confidence in the coaching staff to make professional judgments in players' best interests. As with resolving conflicts with athletes, it is best to resolve issues as close to the problem as possible. The way to accomplish this is to communicate within the structure of the Booster Club's chain of authority. The best resolutions are always those that are reached without involving a third party. When this is not possible, the athletic director and the principal can become involved only after there has been communication with the president of the Booster Club. In the cases where the athletic director and the principal must become involved, the issue will be resolved at their discretion and their decision will be binding. Therefore, it is in the Booster Club's best interest to follow the communication protocol closely in order to preserve its autonomy. I feel it's important to take the time to discuss two aspects of the program that the Booster Club may not have direct involvement with, but as parents you will experience daily. The strength of the athletic department lies in the ability of our coaches to interact with players and create powerful learning environment and effectively administrate their team. It is rare to find individuals who innately possess all of these skills, so the school is committed to hiring the right coach and help them develop professionally and evaluate their growth throughout their career. This process begins with a strong hiring process designed to identify and employ coaches who are philosophically aligned with the school, open to growth, and demonstrate a comprehensive knowledge of their sport. St. Xavier will begin with a core set of values every new coach should exhibit, pure personalis and striving for the magis among them. Parent and player surveys may be used to develop additional unique qualities required for specific programs. After the profile of desired qualities has taken shape, the school will conduct a national search process. As a destination school, an opening at St. Xavier would be expected to generate a large pool of qualified candidates. From this group, the most qualified coaches will be subjected to a rigorous interview process. Every new coach will enter St. Xavier in a probationary period to acclimate them to the school's culture. He or she will be paired with a mentor coach during this period as a means of support during this period. Weekly meetings and scheduled conferences will assist this relationship. Additionally, the school will work closely with national and local organizations such as the NHFS and the OHSAA to provide certification, conference, and clinic opportunities. All of the coaches in the athletic department will be working on a professional growth plan designed to encourage them to reflect on their skills and honestly assess their body of work. This document is coach-driven and will become a valuable tool to help them to constantly improve their performance. Further information will be gathered during the player exit interviews and parental input, both formal and informal interviews. The athletic director will directly work with the head coaches and they will manage their staff's growth. The other part of the program that I wanted to talk to you about tonight was the facilities plan. An important way that the athletic department demonstrates the desire for excellence is the way in which the facilities are managed. When a player steps onto the turf in our stadium, onto the grass of the baseball field or the court in the gymnasium, he should be thinking, how can I not play great today? The first step to achieve that goal is to assess the current state of the equipment, uniforms, and fields in each program. Where deficiencies exist, a list of priorities can be created to standardize equipment, upgrade locker rooms and weight room, and improve the spectator experience. From this list, projects that impact multiple programs may be developed for the Booster Club. A long-range project requiring assistance from the boosters is the construction of the Athletic Performance Center beyond the north end of the stadium. This facility would serve every sport and house 2 new locker rooms, a weight room designed specifically for athletes, a rehabilitation center, meeting rooms, and a video room. The building would allow the fall and the spring sports to move their entire programs out to outside lockers, leaving the current locker rooms and weight rooms for the physical education classes. Every partnership requires both parties to have a clear understanding of what is expected and trust that there is a shared agenda. St. X is extremely fortunate to have enthusiastic, dedicated parents willing to contribute their time, talent, and treasure to the school. If we are to take advantage of this powerful ally, it is our responsibility to provide the guidance necessary to grow this relationship. There are three immediate goals we need to address. We need to revisit the mission. It's important to verify that the vision for the future is shared, and where there are differences, the way forward must be defined. We need to spread the spirit. There is no lack of enthusiasm, so this can be quickly accomplished. The athletic department offers a wide array of successful programs. By igniting the spirit, support from the boosters will be felt equally across the department. An example of your enthusiasm is the success of this year's Hall of Fame dinner. For the first time, the Booster Club solicited sponsors for the event, and the night raised over $70,000. What a testament to your support and how this community is behind St. Xavier. Another example is our X100 cards. The season ticket purchases sold out in under 8 hours this year. Clearly, the St. X brand is in high demand. And the third is we need to maximize the impact. And when called upon, the boosters have the capacity to mobilize a tremendous amount of energy. We have never been let down, but that doesn't mean we can afford to move forward inefficiently. It is vital for the relationship to choose important projects wisely and direct the energy to the most beneficial projects to the most number of students. The reason St. Xavier High School exists as it does today is its steadfast belief in its mission, to assist young men in their formation as leaders and to become men for others. There is power in the fact that members of the Long Blue Line who graduated 50 years ago still connect with what it means to be a student at St. X. This is not to say that times don't change, but it does speak to the durability of the idea of striving for the modest and caring for the whole individual. Therefore, the athletic department will never waver from its role in supporting the mission of the school. Consequently, it's important for the boosters to remain closely aligned with those concepts and to rely on guidance from the athletic director. In a support role, the boosters will accomplish extraordinary things for the students at St. Xavier. It is the responsibility of the AD to direct these efforts to comply with state, local, and some legal regulations while keeping the experience for all students front and center. Trusting in the stewardship of the school's administration is the only way to ensure the work of the boosters is deployed legally and effectively. The spirit driving our booster club is strong, but that does not mean it's not facing challenges. As circumstances change from one year to the next, the only way to ensure that the organization's strength is to accomplish three goals. First, we need to responsibly engage the community. In close concert with the athletic director, the boosters must carefully identify members of the community with which to partner. The individuals and businesses must share core beliefs with St. Xavier and be willing to provide appropriate support for our students. A second thing we need to do is increase our membership. Currently, over 80% of the parents hold memberships in the booster clubs. As impressive as this figure is, the nature of the school is to strive for 100%. This is important in terms of raising funds, but more importantly, it's vital to creating buy-in from the school and generating momentum for the projects. And the last thing that we need to do is impact the student body. The most critical work accomplished by the Booster Club is revealed in the culture of St. Xavier Athletics. As they compete with state-of-the-art equipment on immaculate fields, students understand the high expectations borne by these benefits. With the parking lot full of tailgating boosters 3 hours prior to a game, they believe in the importance of their efforts. We need to keep doing what we're doing. With the ability to take on such a variety of worthy projects, there is a danger of diluting the Booster Club's impact. To avoid this, care must be taken to discern meaningful projects. St. Francis Xavier's definition of the modest is instructive in choosing where to invest. We need to choose to help those in the greatest need, choose to help a group over an individual, invest where there is the most enthusiasm, start work on the task that can be accomplished most quickly, and do the thing that has the most lasting value. In addition to these considerations, it's important to distribute benefits to all the programs in the athletic department. While Title IX regulations are not of concern in an all-boys school, the Booster Club's credibility is dependent on being viewed as unbiased supporters of the school. Extending voting rights to representatives from every activity is an attempt to avoid the group becoming limited to one or two powerful programs. Finally, the Booster Club should be operated with long-term vision provided by the AD and the school administration. The school is well positioned to afford the expenses of staple items from one year to the next. The boosters are able to help the programs act strategically by supporting big-ticket items, such as the Athletic Performance Center. Also, by stepping in when the programs incur extra expenses, as when the teams qualify for state competitions and require extra travel or lodging. The boosters can help the athletic department maintain a high level of performance. Our project protocol is designed to assist the Booster Club present viable projects to the school administration for consideration. When members discern a potential need in the department, the concern should be raised with the Booster Club president. At the president's discretion, a committee will be formed to gather information and research the possibility of completing the project. At the time the committee is convinced of the project's feasibility and that it is aligned with the mission of the department, a formal proposal will be written. The committee will present the formal proposal to the Administrative Council for consideration, composed of the school president, principal, athletic director, and 2 members of the athletic director's choosing. The council will discuss the merits of the proposal. Criteria in deciding whether or not to fund the proposal includes equity between sports, the number of boys who will benefit, how quickly the project can be completed, and how the project will allow the program to accomplish the mission of the school. After the formal presentation has been thoroughly vetted, the council will make a recommendation to the AD. At this point in the process, the AD will make the decision whether or not to fund the project. The decision will be announced at the next Booster Club meeting. Throughout the process, informal discussions are possible, and the Administrative Council may return to the committee for clarification if necessary. Hopefully this presentation has been a good reminder of how our Booster Club functions. We've gone over some important concepts quickly. We talked about the athletic department's mission, measuring our success, the relationship between the athletic director and the boosters, what the future holds, and how the Booster Club can help. I look forward to working closely with the Booster Club on our mission to create the best athletic department in the country. If there are any questions, I would like to answer them tonight. If you think of something later on, please email me or give me a call, and have an outstanding evening.